All right, let's just jump right in. If you're a creator, a writer, an artist, you know the feeling, right? That constant nagging pressure to come up with something truly original. We all want to make stuff that actually stands out. But how in the world do you do that when it feels like you're just drowning in a sea of sameness?
Oof, you're just a copy of a copy. That's a pretty harsh thought, isn't it? But you know what? It's the trap so many of us fall into. It's that feeling that you're just redoing what the winners are already doing. The creator behind our source material even admitted his first videos were basically clones of other people's work, and that's a cycle that will always keep you one step behind. Today, though, we're going to figure out how to break it.
Okay, so first up, the content echo chamber. This is all about why following the winners, well, it actually keeps you one step behind.
So, what is this echo chamber? It's basically this closed-loop system where we, as creators, we only look at other creators in our niche for inspiration. And what happens? We end up with a ton of derivative, look-alike content. We're all told the same thing. See what's working and just do that. And, it sounds like good advice, right? But it's actually what traps you. It's where originality goes to die. And this right here is the end result. You end up in this grid where, 10 other channels have uploaded the exact same how-to video. They're even using the same trendy thumbnail style with the yellow text. So you've got to ask yourself, if you're just starting out, why would anyone click on your zero-view video? The honest answer? They probably won't. You're late to the party. All right, so if looking at your competition is a trap, where do you look? This brings us to part 2, hacking your inspiration. This is all about looking outside the platform to get ahead. The big idea here is something called social hacking. And no, it's not what it sounds like. It's social because you're borrowing from the collective genius of a totally different creative field. We're talking about taking a high-level concept from a masterpiece, say in cinema, and applying it to your niche. So you stop scrolling through your competitors' channels. Instead, you're watching a brilliant movie, but you're watching it with an editor's eye. You're actively looking for things like storytelling structure, lighting, pacing, things you can steal and make your own. And when you put these two methods side by side, man, the difference is just crystal clear. The echo chamber method, that keeps you constantly reacting, always chasing trends someone else started. But the social hacking method, that lets you be proactive. You get to create the trends. You're not just playing the game, you're getting ahead of it. Okay, that all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually do it? Let's get practical. This is section 3, the cinematic workflow. Consider this your guide to stealing like an artist the right way. And honestly, it boils down to a really simple 2-step process. Seriously, that's it. Step 1, pick a movie. The absolute key here is that it has to be completely outside of your content niche. Step 2, you create an observation log. You're not just watching the movie for fun, you're analyzing it, you're breaking down its creative DNA. So what are you actually looking for in this log? Well, you're focusing on 3 main categories. First, transitions. How does the film get from one scene to the next without losing you? Second, story beats. How is the whole narrative put together? Think about something like the hero's journey. Or, the opening of the movie Up? That's a story beat, the setup, and they tell an entire life story in minutes with no dialogue. How cool would it be to apply that kind of visual storytelling to your next intro? And third, visual tension. How are they using lighting, camera angles, and pacing to create a feeling? You're basically becoming a detective and dissecting the magic of cinema. And this is where the magic really happens. The goal is to take what might seem like a boring topic, let's say a simple software tutorial, and combine it with the structure of an animated masterpiece. All of a sudden, that tutorial isn't just a boring list of steps anymore. It's a story. It's an experience. And that, my friends, is how you create something that feels totally fresh and completely original. Now, I can already hear you thinking, wow, this sounds like it's going to take forever. It sounds really hard. And you're right, it can be. That fear, that trap of perfectionism is probably the biggest hurdle. So let's talk about how to escape it. This is that little voice of doubt that always creeps in, right? Oh, this is taking forever. What if it's not perfect? You've been working on this one video for weeks. You're trying to nail a single camera angle from that movie you watched, and you just start to wonder, is this even worth it? What if after all this work, it's still not good enough? And the answer to that doubt is maybe the most important advice any creator can ever hear. Done is better than perfect. Seriously. If you wait until you're some kind of editing wizard who knows every single trick, you will never upload anything. Getting it out there is so much more important than hitting some imaginary state of perfection. So let's totally reframe our mindset here. First off, you gotta remember, originality isn't about being perfect. It's about being you. Your unique perspective is the whole point. Second, please stop looking for some secret technique. That magic button doesn't exist. The real way forward is just taking small steps. In every single video, just try to learn and do one new thing you couldn't do before. And finally, remember that even the absolute experts don't know everything. I mean, they probably only use like 10% of a program like Premiere Pro. The goal is always progress, not perfection. So what actually happens when you do all this? When you finally break the mold and start stealing from movies instead of copying competitors? Let's look at the real, tangible results. Check this out. 3 times, the creator of our source material found that when he switched to this exact strategy, when he stopped copying and started stealing from movies, his views tripled. We're not talking about a small bump here. That's a massive, game-changing result. And it happened because he was offering his audience something they literally couldn't get anywhere else. And this is the fundamental reason it works so well. Your audience, they have way higher standards than most creators give them credit for. They don't just want a list of facts anymore. They're craving a story. They want an experience. And the cinematic approach, it delivers that in spades. So it all comes down to this one question. It's a choice, really. Will you just keep copying the winners, staying in the pack, or are you ready to become one? The easy path is to follow. The harder path, that's how you lead. The choice is yours.